Well, hello Instagram. This is Bonnie with Old Soul Mermaid with yet another video. I believe this will be, oh, my dog's decided to start barking. This is video number 9 in my deck collection series. And today we're going to be looking at my Danielle Noel decks. And a lot of you are familiar and may have these decks already, but for those of you who don't, I'm going to go through them really quickly. And because it's just another section of my deck collection. So the first one we're going to go through is the Moonchild Tarot. Now Danielle Noel has done 2 tarot decks on her own, and then the other deck she's done collaborations and provided the artwork for some other decks, oracle decks. So this is the first one, the Moonchild Tarot. And if you have not seen it, or if you're new to my channel, you're new to tarot, this is the Moonchild 81 cards deck and guidebook. It's wonderful matte box. It's got a beautiful guidebook, and her guidebooks are just wonderful. Do you see how thick and chunky that little thing is? It gives you just pretty much everything you need to work with this deck. And it does have some small let's see if I can get to it, colored pictures for each of the cards, which is nice because you can read this in bed and not feel the need to have your cards with you spilling over all over your bed. So you've got keywords, you've got deeper messages. How can I connect with the wisdom of the universe? It gives you the astrological correspondence, gemstones, a lot of information. Also talks about the moon phases, questions you can ask. So there's a section with working with the moon, reading your cards, reading for others, imbuing your cards, moon bath ritual, shuffling before reading. Just basically a lot of good extra information to get you started, and other things to help with your intuition, to give you those hits. Lots of questions, and this is a top-notch guidebook. And it is chalking in at, well, with the credits, $279. $278 is about Danielle. There's a bibliography in the back, which is nice. And also, actually, I didn't notice this. I think the models, maybe, for the pictures, but I'm seeing, yeah, Bakara Wintour as the Page of Wands. She owns the shop Everyday Magic, and she has her own tarot book, tarot deck, and an oracle deck. Yeah, Page of Wands. Did not notice that. Well, this is actually one of my favorite tarot decks. And those are the lovely backs, the gold stamping on the back. This is a very, even though there are males in this deck, it is very female energy centric. There's a lot about goddess energy, a lot of kind of Egyptology in this deck and in the imagery, which I find very appealing and interesting. there's a mix of pastels and earth tones in this deck. It's a nice size. It's a nice matte cardstock, not glossy at all. The sides are edged with a beautiful gold. And even though it looks glittery, it's not that like metallic that you see, the cheaper metallic as you see in some decks. And one thing you'll see with all of Danielle Noel's creations is that she does not skimp on production, even with her mass market collaboration decks. They're all just beautiful. I mean, the paper quality is so similar. I think it's the same, except with the mass market decks, you don't get the nice edging because it costs more to produce that. So this deck does have some race diversity. It does have males. The one thing is that it does not have age diversity. I think it's all 20s and 30s for the most part. I do not see myself represented in this deck, but again, it's not going to stop me from buying the deck if I love the art so much. I know that creators are trying to do better with that, with gender, with body, body types, race. I hope they would get it with the age. And this is one of the extra cards. I believe there's two, the universe. And I tend to leave, for the most part, I tend to leave extra cards in. I think they just kind of enhance the traditional tarot system. If the deck has it, I, for the most part, will use it. And you can see it's a mixture of earth tones and then pastels. I find that this deck reads very well for me, and I love this judgment card. It's one of the best judgment cards. It reads very easily for me with all kinds of readings. There's another deck that I'm going to show you that I don't have the same experience with. This one it fast became, I didn't have to work with it, it just kind of clicked. There's one card in here, I think it's the Two of Swords. If we come across it, you'll see that it's the one card that seems kind of disjointed as far as the artwork. It doesn't seem to flow with the rest of the art and imagery. Here it is. Yeah, it's the Two of Swords. Do you see that? It's a very beautiful card. It just kind of, though, yanks you out. Sometimes when you're going, it's very stark. That's what it is. It's a stark contrast to the other cards. Because I don't believe there's not another card in this deck that has this color palette. You know, it's more pastel-y or more, you see, earth-toned. So that's the one card that's just kind of, whoa. Beautiful, beautiful colors, beautiful photography, and the beautiful aces. Just very, very, oh, I love this Lover's card, so intimate. Yeah, just beautiful artwork. And I like the way that she writes, and I like Danielle's insights into the cards themselves. I'm very impressed with her and what she does. I appreciate it very much so. So this is the Moonchild Tarot. It's a favorite I find for myself. It's very easy to read with all kinds of readings. Not the most diverse in decks, but, you know, I can look that with, because the art is so beautiful. I love the guidebook, and I love just about everything about this deck. I find it is an easy reader for me. So that is the Moonchild Tarot. Beautiful gold stamping on the box too. Just top notch in design and production. So her other solo enterprise was the Star Child Tarot. Now, there's a few iterations of the Star Child Tarot. There was the original, which I do not have, but is being re-released, I believe, in April, if not already. The original Star Child Tarot. This is the Akashic version. It's the larger version with the borders, and there's also another version, a little bit smaller, borderless. And I don't have that version. I got the one with the borders because, as it happened while I was looking for it and looking at it, it was on sale on her website for like 25% off, I believe, over the summer. She was having a sale on her site, so I jumped. And you can see again, beautiful production on the box and the book. The book is very similar to the Moonchild in what it contains. Very, very similar. Lots of extra information that normally a tarot book for beginners wouldn't normally have. She talks about star seeds. I believe there's a bunch of tarot spreads in this book. Spiritual keys. She goes about over the chakras. Also, you know, she goes over their additional keys. She in this book, she has a message, the reversed meaning, additional keys for chakras, gemstones, astrological, planetary symbols, and then guides. So just a wonderful, wonderful little book. Both of her tarot decks just offer so much for these little books. They're all nice and chunky, and you get a lot of information. So you can't, I don't think there's quite their equal on the market. I'm trying to think, and nothing comes to mind. I'm sure maybe there is something close, but as far as her guidebooks that come with her deck, it is top notch. Gilded in gold, but it is a matte, a very matte gold. Just a little bit of sheen to it. Goes perfectly with the super matte cardstock. And again, this one is more pastel, not a lot of earth tones as the Moonchild. Very, very pastel-y, that's a word. More pippish. It's more of a pip deck. Now, truth be told, I am having, and I have had, trouble connecting with this deck way more than the Moonchild. The Moonchild was easy peasy. I think it's pictures like this for the Three of Crystals. Fashion model-y. Very, not what I'm used to seeing, which is a good thing. I like it when creators take their, you know, put their own spin on things. But for some reason, this kind of, I didn't connect with this. And it could be, maybe it's not, see, the pips are beautiful. It could be that I usually prefer fully illustrated decks. It could be, again, maybe it's not the right time right now, my season, to connect with this deck. I am never going to get rid of it. I'm going to keep trying to connect with this deck. It's funny how we're all different. you know, I connected with the Moonchild, which is not a lot different than this one, but as far as, you know, the essence of the artwork, it's the same artist, but the tone is different. And I have been doing some work studying about the Akashic Records and doing some Akashic Record meditations. See, this is another, looks like a runway fashion magazine pose. Very beautiful. But I don't see the traditional, I can't garner traditional Ten of Wands meaning from this. And maybe that's my cue that I need to expand my meanings. I have to view this as not a traditional tarot deck and just view it completely as its own thing. I think what I plan to do with this deck so that I can connect with it is go through the book more methodically, one card at a time, and just kind of meditate and ponder it instead of just reading the book and just looking at the picture and trying to read with it. I'm going to have to definitely take some time. Look at these beautiful pips. And this High Priestess is beautiful. It's such a beautiful deck, and I want so much to connect with it, and I hope to someday. I'm just hoping that maybe now's not the right time. Maybe I haven't found the right person to read for with this deck. The Ace of Crystals, that's a lovely, lovely, lovely card. It's very modern. Again, it's very young, very female-centric. Even though there are some males, it is very female-centric and young. I would say top age, maybe 35 of what I've seen. So again, I do not see myself represented in the deck, but it won't keep me from buying a deck. If I resonate, if the artwork resonates with me, if the tone resonates with me, I think it's beautiful. Now right here, the Emperor, to me this looks like a lioness. As far as I know, it's the male lions that have, the adult male lions that have the magnificent manes, but I'm not a zoologist, so maybe someone can educate me. The Magician. Now, I would like to ask you, and please put it in the comments, if you have the Akashic Records version and the original, how much they differ. I know some cards are different. Is it worth getting both? If you have, if you have this version, is it worth getting the original? Let me know in the comments and what you think, because I have been toying with the idea of maybe at some point getting the original when they are released. They could be already. I have to double check. So this is the Star Child Akashic Record Tarot. It's the large one with the borders. And beautiful, beautiful deck, but I have had trouble connecting with it. But I'm hoping that will not always be the case. All right, moving right along. We have Danielle Noel's latest collaboration with Rebecca Campbell, the Starseed Oracle, and it's a 53 card deck, and I have done an unboxing with this with a slight side-by-side comparison with her other Oracle deck, which is coming up next. I'm new to the concept of starseeds, and so I thought this would be a wonderful way to dip my toes, and the book is wonderful for that, just kind of taking you by the hand and just giving you some, just kind of dipping your toes in it, and then, if you like, you can go into more intense study. here is, now this is a mass market deck. So same wonderful cardstock quality as Danielle Noel's indie tarot decks, but because it's a mass market and it costs more to do so, it is not edged. I know, it almost, we get so spoiled with the indie decks, you know, so many of them are edged that, you know, you go mass market and unedged, it feels like it's an unfinished product. But no, you get the same wonderful cardstock. I pre-ordered this. It was under $20, so really no complaints. And those are the wonderful backs. There is some wonderful content in this book. I like also the way Rebecca Campbell writes. There's a Starseed Oracle attunement, and there's a wonderful way how to use this triangular box with your readings, which is quite unique. You get more fancy with more cards, and how to use the lid of the box. Black and white pictures, small black and white pictures, because again, this is a mass market deck. I pre-ordered on Amazon, and because I did, I got, I entered my order number in their on their website for Starseed Productions, or I think it's what it was, and I got a free print, 5x7 print of one of the cards, and also 2 meditations. And but there's information in here how to get the meditations, because going through some of the cards, you're asked to participate in the meditations. One is star bathing, and the other one is earth planting, something to that extent. And I've been doing those while working with this deck. I am working with this deck right now as we speak. I do 2 daily card pulls a day, one in the morning, one in the evening. I am using the Dame Darcy Mermaid Tarot for the morning, and then I am using this one for a nighttime pull. So you see, this is wonderful, beautiful Danielle Noel art. And like I said, I've done a full unboxing if you want to see all the cards on my channel. This is a little bit more muted for the most part, with the exception of a few cards. A little more muted in palette in comparison to the next deck I'm going to show you, the Work Your Light Oracle. But still equally as beautiful. And, you know, do you need both decks? Because in essence they are quite similar, but I find they very much have a different vibe and would serve a different purpose. And I find so far that I think you can use this for some shadow work. It's just the feeling I get, and something I'll experiment with. Maybe alone, but mostly with using in the use with my tarot reading. I use these my oracles to enhance a tarot reading, and I find that these decks work quite well for that, especially the next one. I haven't really used this. I'm still, you know, studying it. Oh, this is the one, the free print, 5x7 print I got because I pre-ordered. But it is a beautiful, beautiful deck, and I'm having a lot of fun learning with it and doing nightly card pulls with this deck. And I'm glad I have it. And I would say, yes, you need both decks, the Work Your Light and this one. But, you know, one might resonate more with you than the other. You know, the concept of starseeds. Not everybody is interested in that or jives with that. So then you can just, maybe this would be more your speed, the Work Your Light Oracle, again, a collaboration with Rebecca Campbell, and nice sturdy box, again, mass market. The Starseed Oracle I got for less than 20 bucks, and I think this is about the same. This, I think, is 44, whereas Starseed is 53 cards. This is set up very much, because it's the same writer, very similar to the Starseed Oracle, with spreads. And you get Work Your Light Inquiry. You get inquiries with the other card, the other deck as well. So it's in typical Rebecca Campbell fashion. If you read her books, it's very, very similar. And I will say this deck has been a workhorse for me in enhancing tarot readings. The only card I don't use, and you could see I put it, well, there's two of them actually. And I will tell you why, and I think I may have mentioned it in the other video. Star Mother and Anna, Grandmother of Jesus, and that's because I'm coming from a traditional Mormon background, which I'm trying to shed a lot of those teachings. Things like the Hierophant card, traditional Hierophant cards are kind of triggers for me. Things about Virgin Mary, even though it's not a big, as huge a symbol in the Mormon church as it is, say, the Catholic church. She's not as big as an icon. We don't, the Mormons don't wear crosses. They don't really worship the Mother of Jesus like the Catholics do. And then there's Anna, Grandmother of Jesus, and I've kind of just put them in the box. I don't really work with them because I'm still coming to terms what I'm letting go and what I'm going to keep, if anything, and I'm still finding my way around that. But the rest of this deck has been a workhorse and just a pleasure to work with. And they work wonderfully as clarifying cards with a tarot reading. So much that sometimes if the tarot card, if I'm not getting a clear message from it, I will pull one of these and then it's like, bang. Okay, now I know. And these are just beautiful. I know this is a favorite deck of many. It's a very popular deck. And so I won't spend a lot of time on it because I know many of you have it already and have seen it. But because my tarot and oracle collection is a good size, not as big as some, I like to do my videos in little chunks and in sections. So this is my Danielle Noel video. So that is the Work Your Light Oracle card and guidebook. And yeah, since both the Starseed and this deck are very economical, I would say, yeah, get them both. You don't have to. And definitely one may look at my video as far as the Starseed and see if that's a concept or if that's something you'd like to, an energy you'd like to work with. The last one I have is the Yogic Path, and it is her collaboration with Sarah Rose. This is a beautiful mass market deck, a little bit on the pricier side because of the packaging, but the cardstock is very good, and it's one of those with the sleeves, and this is the back of the sleeve. So this is $35 in the US, $45 Canada, but it's it's definitely not that much on Amazon. This is readily available on Amazon. And this is a deck that I haven't had the chance to work with yet because I want to go through it with the guidebook. And it's a beautiful guidebook. Look at the gold stamping on this. I hope my camera, my phone is picking this up. Beautiful. It's not really hardcover, but it's a sturdy cover. And then you see the cards are nestled in with a nice little ribbon, an all white box, but you get this beautiful blue turquoise in the box. The hard, sturdy, just like Danielle Noel's Oracle decks, same kind of box with the beautiful gold stamping. It's a little bit more flimsy though. I mean, you don't, this top, I mean, see, it's got thumb cutouts. See how beautiful that is? But yes, it's not a tight fit, so beware of that so your cards aren't spilling. Beautiful. So I'm thinking I should have done an unboxing of this. But let's see. I'll just kind of flip through the cards really quick. Those are the beautiful backs. Again, Danielle Noel's beautiful artwork stamping on this. Asana, Atman. I know I won't be able to pronounce a lot of these. Bhakti? Yeah, that's why I need to read the book. But I'm so excited to go through this. Brahma, Buddha, Booty. I love this one. Chinnamasta. That is a beautiful card. Dharna, Dharma. And again, just Danielle Noel's art, but this one's a little, I just love these ones that are kind of separate from the digital, you know, people art. It's Diana, Durga. Let me know if you have this Ganesha, if you have this deck, if you've been working with it already, what have you gotten out of it? Kali, Kapha, Karma. Oh, these are stunning. These are very stunning, and I have flipped through these, but I have not yet worked with it. You know, there's so many decks, so little time. Lakshmi. Lalita Tripura Sundari. Manipura. Muladhara. Niyamas. Ohas. Parvati. Pita. Prana. Pranayama. Pratyahara. I am butchering these, I know. Radha. Look at the beauty of this artwork, of these cards. Rahas. I can't. Samadhi. Santasha. Yeah, maybe I just need to shut up so I don't butcher these. Saraswati, I think. Sattva. Satya. Oh, that's gorgeous. Shiva. And I will say that these are the same wonderful matte cardstock as her, very similar to her tarot decks, the Indie Tarot decks. So you're getting, for the most part, Indie Tarot quality in the cardstock and in the imagery and in the printing production. The only thing, you know, they're not gilded, but it's a top-notch production with this deck. Thomas. Tantra. Tapas. Tejas. Vata. Vishuddha, I believe. Yamas. All right, so we went through this deck very quickly. I didn't do an unboxing because I didn't have a channel when I got this, and I just ripped it open, but haven't worked with it yet in depth. I've just gone through it. Quick look at the guidebook. Again, beautiful production. It's very stiff, so I'm going to be very careful. This is published by DK Penguin Random House, but you get a lot. The cards are divided: spirituality, chakras, Ayurveda, yoga, deities. And they are also alphabetical. I'll tell you what page. Introduction, understanding the deck, asking a question. This is, yeah, I haven't worked with it, so it's very stiff. Working with the cards. And then it starts going into the cards, and you get a full colored picture. And you get a reverse meaning with these as well. So another one added to the list that I really need to sit down and study and work with before I start using it and adding it into the rotation. I do yoga. Mostly I don't study it. I'm not like a prolific in the practice. I mainly do it for stretching, relaxation. I'm not into the, you know, hot yoga or any of that. I practice it casually. I like to get my sweat on by HIIT workouts and other kettlebell workouts, but I do more relaxing yoga, you know, just for my well-being. So this was a very interesting deck, and I'm very interested to learn the concepts, mostly about the deities in this deck, and that's why I got it. And of course, because, hey, even if it didn't resonate with me, I have this beautiful piece of art, and I'm so happy to have this. It's just a beautiful production. And anything that Danielle Noel puts her name to, you know, is not going to be anything to sneeze at. I think she's a perfectionist in a good way as far as what she puts out into the world, and she wants it to be, let me move this up a little bit, a quality product. So another few things before I close out. I did find the Danielle Noel Book of Tarot at Half Price Books over the last weekend. And this is for, I believe, the original Star Child Tarot. And it basically has the same information for the most part as the book in the deck. Except I think the book in the deck has a little bit more, because you get a full picture, a pretty good sized color picture, whereas it's, I believe, black and white in the Little White Book. But this will make it so much easier to read and study in bed. Yeah, I got this for like, I believe it was like $4.99. So I was very happy to find that. And the other thing that I found also was a copy of Rebecca Campbell's Rise, Sister Rise, A Guide to Unleashing the Wise Wild Woman Within. So I'm very, very excited about unleashing the wise wild woman within. This one's been a little bit, you know, it's been well loved, but that doesn't matter. I can read it. I can't abide writing in books. I won't buy it if it has writing in books. So I want the content in here. So that was video number 9 of my deck collection. A look video for my Danielle Noel Oracles and Tarot decks. And I hope you enjoyed it. I'm a very new channel. Would appreciate a subscribe, a like, a comment for some of the questions I ask, especially about the Star Child, the original Star Child Tarot, if you have it. And yeah, I'll be back very, very soon with another video. And I hope you all are safe and healthy and happy. And blessings to y'all. Bye for now.